There was a reception at his house just after the funeral. I went into his room and stole all the money that was there. Took some other valuables that his parents wouldn't realize were gone. No one knows that I did it. They just assumed he didn't have any money in his room. Only loose change. I don't regret it, but I will never admit I did it. Also my box. How the fuck do you just say box like everybody knows what a box is?
Okay, I'm gonna pause on the box real quick. There was something very fucked up that I did. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret it, but it was very not poggers of me. So, my mom has a brother, aka my uncle, and my uncle has kids, aka my cousins. Now, the thing is that my mom was never very well off, never really had a lot of money or anything like that, but my uncle is very rich. Before I start this story here. And by very rich, I don't mean like extremely, like he's not like a millionaire or whatever, but like he's well off. I was a Pokemon fan back in the day, and I had been playing, you know, Pokemon Silver for a while, but there was this new game called Pokemon Crystal that had been out for a while. And my cousin was like, yo, like you guys should come over, sleep over one day. Type beat, like it'll be fun. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sleeping over, and you know, of course he got the newest Pokemon game. He got Pokemon Crystal, and he flexing. Now I'm here with my Pokemon. I'm here with my Pokemon Silver. I feel like a peasant, and he got Pokemon Crystal. He got Pokemon Crystal. So he's sitting there flexing, showing me all the differences in Pokemon Crystal. That. And I remember looking at the cartridge like, damn, that cartridge looks real cool. So my mom comes to pick us up, and before my mom like comes to pick us up tight, I went to the bathroom real quick. I took a piss, you know, did my thing, and everybody was downstairs. And my cousin's room was right next to the bathroom upstairs. And there wasn't nobody upstairs. I didn't plan on, like, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. I didn't plan on doing this, but it was a moment of opportunity, bro. Like I felt like I owed it to myself. You feel me? Like the circumstances just laid out perfectly, and it popped in my head like, he'll be all right. So I sneak into his room real quick. I'm trying to find out where he left his Game Boy. Pop out that little Pokemon Crystal. Put that shit right in my pocket. Go downstairs like, all right, mom, I'm ready to go home. Now, because I'm a thug, I hid the fact that I had this game. So like, I would only play this game in secret. I'd be under my covers playing Pokemon Crystal. I would be like in my room by myself playing Pokemon Crystal. And anytime anybody like asked me anything or like wanted to see something, I would hide my Game Boy so nobody could see I had Pokemon Crystal. Because obviously they're gonna be like, I didn't buy you that. How'd you get that? So after like a day or two, my mom gets a call. Mom answers, and she's peepo talking. I'm like, whatever, bro. I got Pokemon Crystal. I ain't worried about a thing. And then my mom come in the room. I'm like, I put Pokemon Crystal under the pillow. I'm like, my mom comes in, and I'm like, oh, hey, mother dearest. It's me, your perfect son here. And then she's like, do you remember when you were over at your cousin's house? Do you remember like him having Pokemon Crystal? I was like, oh yeah, that Pokemon game. It looks really awesome. I'd really like my own copy one day. And then she was like, did you see where he left it or where you put it? He can't seem to find it. And I was like, oh, gee willikers. That's really unfortunate. Last I saw it, I think it was in his Game Boy in his room. Did he maybe take it out and play a different game or something? And then she's like, yeah, they looked everywhere in his room. They can't find it. And I was like, that's really unfortunate. Oh, drats. And then she's like, are you sure you didn't see it? And I was like, mother, no. I only have this Game Boy with Pokemon Silver that my deadbeat father got for me. It was the last good thing he ever did for us as a family. And then she's like, okay, whatever. So then she leaves, blah, blah, blah. And then like a couple of days later pass by, and then my sister start, you know, grilling me. She's like, be honest with me. Did you steal the Pokemon Crystal? And I was like, you never get me to talk. I ain't steal shit, nigga. I'm innocent. And that's how I got my copy of Pokemon Crystal. Do y'all want to hear how I got my copy of Pokemon Sapphire? Because I stole that too. Did you ever return it? Fuck no, nigga. All right, let me tell y'all how I got my copy of Pokemon Sapphire, bro. One time for the 2 time. Me and my brother always wanted to go to like the Boys and Girls Club because like we had heard of a bunch of kids at our school always going to the Boys and Girls Club, but you know, we couldn't afford it. So one year my mom scrapes together enough money and me and my brother go. And like what it is pretty much like every day, like at 8 in the morning, the parents would like drop you off at like this little campsite thingy or whatever the fuck. And y'all could go like swimming. Y'all could like go play tag, you know, play Magic the Gathering like some weirdos, like do whatever the fuck you wanted to do, right? And you'd have like activities you did every day. And then like the end of the day, your parents would come pick you back up and then drop you off the next day. So here I was with a Game Boy SP, only playing Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Game Boy SP. Great game, by the way. However, I was a big Pokemon fan. There was a kid at the little YMCA joint, and he got the brand new Pokemon Sapphire. I had seen the commercials. I really wanted that Pokemon Sapphire, but we was poor. We couldn't afford it. So I see this kid playing Pokemon Sapphire. Now the kid looked like, who's the little pig that go blah, 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 blah. That's all, folks. Like he looked like that. So I'm gonna call him Piggy, right? So Piggy, like really flexing this Pokemon Sapphire. And I was like, you don't know about the last nigga that flexed a Pokemon game on me, do you, bro? Oh, you Bakemono. So I was like, I told this nigga, I was like, hey, yo, let me hold that Pokemon
Sapphire.
Now, important thing to note, everybody at this little YMCA thing is a white kid, okay? Me and my brother, the only brothers of color there. You understand? Because you got split up into groups and then you would like all be in the same common area at the end of the day type. Like, I'll give it to you at the end of the day, bro. Deadass. So he's like, okay, yeah, sure, man. So Mr. Piggy gave it to me. Now, one thing to know about Mr. Piggy is he was like one of those like pompous assholes, like one of those like, oh, my family rich type shit. You know what I mean? Like a real motherfucker that like really pissed you off. You know what I mean? And he was always like low key throwing shade at me despite being my friend. He was always like talking shit. So I was like, say goodbye to your tour chick, nigga. So one thing led to another. I got the Pokemon game in my Game Boy and I'm like, and honestly, I had fully intended on giving it back to the nigga. I had fully intended on it. What can I say? I was a fan of Pokemon Sapphire. It's a great game. So I decided at that moment, I think I'm gonna just keep it. So what I did was I put the Pokemon
Sapphire
in my backpack all the way at the bottom. And I'm like, bet it's time to get my scamming going. So at the end of the day or whatever the fuck, we did all of our activities and all that shit, and we're waiting for all of our parents to come pick us up. Earthquakes start happening near me. Who is it? Lo and behold, it's Mr. Piggy. He come out of nowhere like, okay, where's my Pokemon
Sapphire?
And I was like, huh? What do you mean Pokemon
Sapphire?
And he's like, you know, the Pokemon Sapphire I lended you. And I was like, huh? Oh, Zachary didn't tell you? And he's like, what do you mean? What did Zachary tell me? I was like, oh, Zachary wanted the game as well, so I let him borrow it. He said he was gonna give it back to you. So then he's like, oh, okay. Then he goes to find Zachary, and then Zachary's like, bro, what? I didn't even talk to this nigga today. He's like, he didn't give me no Pokemon Sapphire. But then he came back to me, he was like, yeah, Zachary said he didn't have it. And I was like, huh, that's smart. I don't know why he'd say that. I definitely gave it to him. And then eventually he goes to like one of the counselors or whatever and fucking snitches. What a bitch. Am I right, chat? Like, can we just get an L in the chat for Porky Pig for fucking snitching? But anyways, he snitches. And then like the counselors like come up to me, right? And then they like, all right, man, just give him his fucking game. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? And they're like, dude, like, shut the fuck up. We know that you have it. And I was like, huh? No, I told him that. I gave it to Zachary. I told him that. Why won't you guys believe me? And then they're like, dude, don't make us like go through your bag to see like where it's at. And I was like, actually, is this cause I'm brown? You know, I'll write a letter. And like, dude, everyone here is racist. Like, fine, we're gonna go through your fucking bag now. So then they grab my bag and they're all like going through it. And I was like, fuck, I actually got caught. Like, but I wasn't gonna give up just yet. I was like, fuck, like this is it. Because they had my bag and that's where I had the Pokemon Sapphire at. But like they're scrolling through it or they're like thumbing through it. They can't find it. And then they like unzip it and just like go like this and shake the bag and nothing's coming out. They made me turn out my pockets, socks, everything. And then they're going in my bag. They're like, it's, wow, he actually does not have it. And I look up to God. I'm like, this the one time you helped me out, nigga? Like that ass? And then God's like, no, nigga, I ain't help you. I don't even like you for real. Then I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, did somebody rob me? I was like, wait, now I'm trying to work with the counselors. I'm like, yo, we got to get to the bottom of this. I thought I stole that shit. Who the fuck stole it from me? I'm like, yo, oh, this is a chain of command here, bro. I was supposed to be the thief. Who stole it from me? Some bullshit. I'm like, yeah, we got to get to, I'm like, yo, maybe Zachary did steal that shit on me. But they can't find it nowhere. And then they end up blaming Porky Pig, like, nigga, you just lost it, bro. You a L. Anyways, move on. And I go home and I'm like, bro, there's just no shot. So I unzip my bag and I'm going through it. And then lo and behold, at the bottom of my bag, underneath like a little like crease in the bag, is the Pokemon Sapphire cartridge. And I was like, you sly devil. You just wanted to come home to a real nigga, didn't you, bro? You wanted to come home to a real nigga, didn't you, bro? And that's how I got Pokemon Sapphire. And I looked back up at God and he was like, I was just fucking with you, bro. You know I got you. And I was like, wish you would have had me when I was homeless and going hungry and shit. But it's okay, I got Pokemon Sapphire now. I got another story. Fuck it, I'll tell this one. Me and my brother love Yu-Gi-Oh! And we had just watched the episode with the final cards. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? The cards that spell Final. And me and my brother were convinced that like if we could get these cards, we would never lose another duel. Okay, so one day my mom's like, oh, I'm going to Walmart. You guys want to come with? And then me and my brother look at each other like, hermano, it's time. We do it tonight. So we hit up the Walmart. My mom out doing her shopping, doing whatever she's doing. Me and my brother immediately head to the toy section because they kept Yu-Gi-Oh cards in two places, at the front and in the toy section. So me and my brother go to the toy section and they got mad booster packs right there. One would watch out for employees while the other one rips open the cards and flips through them and sees what we get. By the time we got final, me and my brother each had a stack of cards like this in our pocket. But back then, wearing baggy clothes was cool, so can't nobody tell. So we hit off the lick on some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, bro. We had mad Yu-Gi-Oh cards and we had final. But then we found out that those cards suck. But we had mad Yu-Gi-Oh cards after that. Let me tell you guys about the day I gave up hitting licks. Me and mi hermano played a lot of baseball. So one day, my mom again, hey, we're going to Walmart. Me and my brother look at each other. Hermano, you tired of hitting plastic balls with plastic bats? You trying to do something better? I'm sick of it, Holmes. Type shit. So we say yeah. So I went there and me and my brother stuffed. I still don't know how the fuck we did this or how we thought we were gonna get away with this, but we had hella baseball gear like in our pants and under our sweaters and shit like that, and our jackets. I had like what's the catching mitt or whatever the fuck. I had batting gloves. I had baseballs. Bro, you have to understand. I was a prolific lick hitter and I never been caught. So I was feeling myself, bro. Yo, we went crazy, bro. We went crazy. So then we're checking out and we're walking through like, yeah, we chilling. And then as we're leaving, we hear a, excuse me. And all of a sudden I'm like, no, surely not us. Then we turn around like, huh? You know what I mean? And then a lady's like, can you guys come with us, please? And then me and my brother looking at each other like, Masaka. No. I started feeling like Kira at the end of Death Note. So then they take us like back or whatever, and they're like, "Is there anything you want to say?" And I was like, "Oh, anything I want to say? I'm trying to get some bitches. Can I go?" And then she was like, "Look, we work for loss prevention at Walmart. We saw you on the cameras, bro. Plus, you're a fucking 8-year-old with a bulge in your khakis. That's clearly a baseball mitt." And I was like, "¿Qué es béisbol? You know what I'm saying?" And then a cop comes to and is like, "Look here, buddy. If you just admit to it right now, I won't have to arrest your mom or whatever." Like, you know, the threat. I don't think he could actually arrest my mom, but look, he was applying the pressure. And I was like, "You had to bring my moms into it, bro. Fuck." And I was like, "Yeah, I did that shit. Fuck. I got to bring my moms into it, nigga. Fuck." Like, then I start taking all this shit from my pants and my sweater, all that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, damn, like, yeah, okay, I did it. And then the cop was like, "Look, you got to stop doing this stuff, or you're going to go to jail. Your mom's going to go to jail. You're going to ruin your family and all that." And I was like, damn. Okay, papi, I won't do it no more. Shoot got me. So that was the last lick I ever hit. However, even though I failed, I still won. Because guess what? The heat was on me so bad, they didn't even check my brother. Gang. Gang shit, bro. I took the fall from mi hermano, bro. Anyways, y'all want to hear about the cum box?